Hey, this is Ben with the Bulldog Bytes team, and today we're going to be starting our video on programming with the Arduino. So a couple questions to answer first. What is an Arduino? Well, it's this board here. It's a system on a chip that allows you to write code that interacts with the physical environment. It has pins on here, and each of these pins can take an input or an output, and then we can write code that runs on this chip here to interact with both of the inputs and the outputs. Today we're going to be going over how the programs are structured and writing our first program. So if we hop over to our screen here, we're on a website called Arduino Create. This is pretty easy to find. You set up an account with Google, and then you need to Google for the Arduino Create plugin, and that will allow you to upload code to your board. The basic structure of the program is in two parts. Each of these parts here are called a function. The first is setup, and this runs one time when you first start the board up. The next part is called loop, and this repeats over and over for as long as the board is running. And then up here we have this comment section where we describe what the program does. So today we are going to be writing a program that takes, if I can get it on screen, that takes this little light here, and it's going to flash it on and off. And it's just going to be a very simple program to write, and we're going to be able to go through some of the basic commands that this uses. So in the description section here, we're going to write simple program to flash built-in LED light. And then in setup here, we're going to have to declare that we're going to use the pin that this light is on as an output. So we're going to go pin mode. Then we're going to use a special command because this is not one of these pins over here. It's built into it. So that will be LED underscore built in. And then we're going to set it to an output because we want to be able to write a signal through it. And we always end our lines with a semicolon. So here we have the function pin mode. You can tell it's a function because we have a name for it and the two brackets. And then we write this at the end to show that this is one statement. And we're going to pass in LED built-in, which is the pin that we want to declare that we're going to use and how we're going to use it. So it's going to be an output here. Then we're going to come into the loop function, which is what's going to run repeatedly, and we're going to go digital write. Here digital means that this pin can only be on or off the way that we want to use it, and write because we are going to set a value for it, and we're going to say that we want to set the value for LED built in to high. Just remember you need to use a colon at the end, and you need a comma between your statements inside the function. So when we write this, it's going to turn the LED on, but as you can see it's already on. So we want to flash it on and off, and to do that we need to turn it off after it's been on for a little bit. So we're going to use a function called delay, and then this takes an argument. I believe it's in milliseconds, so we're going to put 500 milliseconds. Then we're going to digital write the built-in LED, and if I can type, and we're going to write it as low, and then we're going to delay for another 500 milliseconds. And you can tell that you've gotten the functions right because when you spell it correctly, you'll see in this IDE that they turn orange, as well as the arguments that we declared up here turn blue to mark them as correct. So now that we've written our code, we need to first verify, which is this little check marks here. So we're going to hit that. It's going to say busy for a bit. And then it's going to say success, save your online checkbook, and done verifying the sketch. Then what we're going to hit is this arrow, and that's going to put it on the board. So we hit that. I'm going to go over to the board, and you'll see that now this LED is flashing on and off. So that's all for today. I hope you learned something, and we will be continuing to make videos exploring this technology in the future.